Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to see a technology review of CRISPR-Cas system. If you're new to this channel, please press the subscribe button and click on the bell icon to get notified. So let's see what is CRISPR and Cas. The Cas proteins are part of the bacterial immune system called CRISPR. It's a system that bacterial cells uses to fight against the invading viruses. Like what we have in humans, the antibodies, the bacterial immune system is called as the CRISPR, and they use this system for fighting against the invading viruses. The CRISPR stands for clustered, regularly interspaced, short palindromic repeats, and the Cas stands for CRISPR associated endonucleases. So this is the full form of CRISPR and Cas. Cas is the CRISPR associated endonucleases. So these people are the pioneers of CRISPR-Cas gene editing system. Emmanuel Charpentier, Jennifer Doudna, and Feng Zhang. Jennifer Doudna and Emmanuel Charpentier won 2020 Nobel Prize in Chemistry for the work in CRISPR-Cas system. So let's see how the CRISPR system helps in the bacterial immunity. So in bacterial system, there are direct repeated sequences. When a virus infects the bacteria, a part of the genome gets integrated into the bacterial genome in between the direct repeats. So during transcription, the viral gene along with the direct repeats gets expressed, and the bacterial Cas9 system and the tracer RNA and the CRISPR RNA forms a duplex, and that detects the viral RNA system. When there is a reinfection occurs, the bacteria already has the memory, cleaves using the Cas system in the PAM region. PAM is the protospacer adjacent motif region. So this the Cas9 system specifically detects this region and cleaves the viral sequences, and thereby protecting the bacterial system. So this helps in cleaving of the viral RNA. This is how it works in the bacterial immunity. So if you look at the history of CRISPR-Cas system, the CRISPR was first discovered in 1987, and in 1993 this was the CRISPR clustered repeats were found in Mycobacterium tuberculosis, and in 2000 it discovered that the CRISPR families are widespread in prokaryotes. And over the period of years, more and more advanced research has happened, and yeah, in 2018, first CRISPR clinical trial for cancer immunotherapy was initiated, and in 2020, Nobel Prize for CRISPR-Cas9 genome editing was given for the people Jennifer Doudna and Emmanuel Charpentier. So the CRISPR-Cas9 system has revolutionized the gene editing. So by using the CRISPR-Cas9 system, one can edit the genome very efficiently and very precisely. So this is done by the genetic editing occurs through non-homologous enjoining method as well as the homology directed repair mechanism. So part of the gene can be corrected or inserted by assisted recombination, or a gene disruption can be done by small insertion or deletions. So there are different classes of Cas systems. The Cas system can be divided into two major classes, class 1 and class 2. Class 1 uses multiple proteins, whereas class 2 uses a single protein. So for molecular diagnostics, class 2 has been explored as it is very easy to manipulate and use in the clinical diagnostics. The class 2 enzyme system or the Cas system can be further categorized into three different types: type 2, type 5, and type 6. Type 2 has Cas9 protein, which targets the DNA sequence. Type 5 has Cas12 protein system, and that targets the DNA sequence. And type 6 uses class 13 protein, and that targets the RNA sequence. Coming to the applications of CRISPR-Cas system, CRISPR-Cas system has applications in genome editing, molecular diagnostics, and therapeutics. So in this video, I will be focusing more on the molecular diagnostic pathway or the applications in the molecular diagnostics. There are different established system already for molecular diagnostics. One is the Sherlock, the other is detector, and the other is the inspector. Sherlock stands for specific high sensitive enzymatic reporter unlocking, and detector stands for DNA internuclease targeted CRISPR transporter, and inspector stands for internal splint pairing expression cassette translation reaction. The Sherlock and the inspector are licensed to Sherlock Biosciences, and the inspector system or the technology was licensed by Sherlock Bio from the Weiss Institute, and they use this for CRISPR enzymes for diagnostics. Sherlock stands for the specific highly sensitive enzymatic reporter unlocking, and this uses Cas13, which was first identified in 2016 by Sang Lab as RNA guided RNAs. And Cas13 can be guided by a single CRISPR RNA or the cRNA to cleave the single stranded RNA or the mRNA. And this it also exhibit a collateral effect or non-specific single stranded RNA cleavage. So this was first identified by Zeng Lab, and this technology was licensed by Sherlock Biosciences. So Sherlock Biosciences licensed this from the Zeng Lab, and they use in the Sherlock clinical diagnostic system. The major advantage of this is the utilization of collateral cleavage. Coming to the detector system, this stands for DNA internuclease targeted CRISPR transporter. The Doudna lab discovered Cas12's ability to cleave the non-specific single-stranded DNA and harnessed this ability to create a DNA detection platform called the detector. Cas12a is a CRISPR-Cas variant that can also cleave double-stranded DNA similar to Cas9. Cas12a, however, recognizes different PAM sites and generate 5' and 3' staggered ends after double-stranded DNA breaks. This Mammoth Biosciences, a company called Mammoth Biosciences, licensed this technology from Jennifer Doudna lab, and they use this as a clinical diagnostic tool. Coming to the workflow of Sherlock and the detector, on the left you can see the Sherlock system. The double-stranded DNA can be amplified using recombinase polymerase amplification. If it is an starting material is RNA, reverse transcription RPA can be used to generate cDNA. The Sherlock enzyme system requires RNA targets for the collateral cleavage. So after the RPA reaction or after generating cDNA, this need to be transcribed into RNA using T7 transcription, and using a special specific guide RNA and the Cas13 enzyme. This can detect the presence of a particular sequence that is amplified, and the specific nature of this enzyme cleaves a particular targeted region, and which activates the collateral cleavage activity of the Cas13. So this cleaves any single-stranded oligo present in the system, and thereby cleaving the sequence with the fluorescent and the quencher. So once the fluorescent labeled or the probe sequence is cleaved, fluorescence start to accumulate in the system, and we can detect the presence of particular target or the virus in the sample. So this is how the Sherlock system works. So first we need to amplify the target molecule using RPA or LAMP method, and this need to be transcribed using T7 transcriptor. Once the RNA is generated, the specific guide RNA binds to the region of the amplified product, and the Cas13 system's collateral cleavage cleaves the fluorescent reporter probes and starts giving the signal. Coming to the detector system can use directly detect the double stranded. It has the collateral cleavage activity on the double stranded DNA. So there is no need to convert DNA into RNA using transcription. So directly, if the DNA is present using RPA, we can create more number of copies, and using sgRNA and the Cas12 enzyme system, due to the presence of collateral cleavage, it can cleave the probe directly and signal can be generated. So that is how the detector system works. Coming to the inspector. Inspector is a different technology. This was developed by Weiss Institute, Harvard. What they does is sample is collected, and the sequence assembly or fusion happens, and the enzyme expresses, and the enzyme then cleaves the system to generate the signal. Though the inspector was previously known as DROP, it's an low cost and disposable molecular diagnostic technology platform. Once the synthetic biosensor detect the presence of pathogen or host cell derived nucleate, a light emitting protein is produced, and this signal can be captured with instant film, giving the user a simple diagnostic readout. So it is basically expression cassette that is activated to produce a signal when presence of a specific target. So now this is licensed by Sherlock Biosciences from the Weiss Institute, Harvard. The CRISPR-Cas system can also be used for SNP genotyping to specifically detect the single nucleotide polymorphism using the CRISPR RNA and the CRISPR enzymes. So you can get this. I will link this research paper details in the description below. You can check that out for more details on this. So for any CRISPR-Cas system to work, they require a guide RNA, and that can be designed using these tools, which can be used for designing the specific guide RNA. The mainly requirement is that this guide RNA will guide the Cas system for specific cleavage, and it also works by the recognizing the PAM sequences. So these two are very important in the activation of Cas system. So a specific guide RNA need to be designed, and these tools can be used for designing the guide RNA. Coming to the IP status of these technologies, so all these the technologies are under patent. Mostly these patents are under with the Doudna lab or with the Seng lab, and you can see some of the references here. Now the companies are starting to get exclusive license from these original inventors for their applications in the diagnostic field. So Broad Institute has given out a detailed licensing strategy, how this can be worked out for commercialization. Also the details I will leave the link in the description below. You can check that out. So some of the challenges of using CRISPR-Cas in the molecular diagnostic system is that it is very difficult to do multiplexing in single tube due to the collateral cleavage. So once the target region is detected, the enzyme will cleave irrespective of the sequence. So this is called as a collateral cleavage. So this will cleave any sequence present in the tube. So single tube multiplexing is not possible at the moment with the Cas12 system or the Cas13 system. More advanced enzymes are being studied. So in the future, this can be expected. So there is a sequence limitation for this system, because an effector specific PAM sequence is crucial to unwind the double stranded DNA and allow the complementation between the CRISPR RNA and the target sequences. So there are some articles which are present showing the use of asymmetric PCR to kind of bypass this thing. So again, more research is required on this. And the target amplification is limited to LAMP or RPA because the Cas enzymes are sensitive to temperature. So if you want to do a single pot enzyme system, then it has to be limited to a lower temperature, because like PCR we cannot use systems like PCR where the temperature goes to 95, which will denature the enzyme system. So this is not possible option. So either it is limited to LAMP or RPA system, and mostly these systems are developed for low cost resource limited testing. So where the LAMP or RPA plays crucial role, as there is very less resources are required for doing this PCR assays. Coming to the enzyme providers, there are many companies that now provides the Cas enzymes. Some of these are listed here: Syndago, Integrated DNA Technologies, New England Biolabs, and Thermo Fisher. All these companies provide the Cas enzymes. And some of the major players in the CRISPR-based diagnostic systems are Mammoth Biosciences, Sherlock Biosciences, Casper Biotech, and Cardia. So these are the companies which are currently working in the CRISPR based diagnostics. And uh, as I mentioned earlier, the patents, there are different patents for different enzyme systems. Broad Institute, Berkeley, Massachusetts, and Weiss hold many patents on CRISPR. So anybody who want to work in the CRISPR system for commercialization should get licensing from these institutes or the companies uh, to commercialize. So at the moment, academic research is allowed, but commercial products or industry, if they want to release a product using this system, they need to get the license from these companies or institutes. Hope you are clear with this CRISPR-Cas system. Please let us know your thoughts on the CRISPR-Cas system and the technology reviews. And if you like these kind of videos, please do let me know in the comment section below. Thank you.